Hey, welcome. A lot of us think numerology is pretty simple. You just boil everything down to the numbers 1 through 9. But what if I told you that the actual day you were born, whether it's the 1st, the 15th, or the 31st, has its own incredibly unique and powerful story to tell? Let's get into it.
So is it really that easy? You just add up your birth date, get a single digit, and boom, that's the whole story? Well, the answer is not even close. And we're about to see exactly why.
You see, every single date, from the 1st all the way to the 31st, carries its own distinct personality. It has its own unique strengths, its own challenges, and its own specific warnings. Your full birthday tells a story that's way, way deeper than just its single-digit sum.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about why that full date is so important. Then, we'll touch on the basic personality of the numbers. After that, we dive into the really juicy stuff, karmic numbers and master numbers. Then, we'll get into some super specific advice and wrap it all up with the one thing that really shapes everything, your karma.
Okay, so let's start with why your full birth date is just so critical. I mean, think about it. Someone born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th, they all have a root number of 1, right? But do you think their lives are the same? Absolutely not. Each one of those dates has a completely different energy and sends them on a totally different path.
And this is a perfect example of why. It shows you the incredible power of the number 0. A person born on the 1st is ruled by the sun, so they're like a king, a natural leader. But what happens when you add a 0 to make it 10? That energy gets amplified. That 0 acts like a megaphone for the number it's paired with. And get this, it's also said to help cancel out negative karma from past lives. It's a seriously powerful combination.
All right, so to really get a handle on the more complex dates, we need a quick rundown of the core energy of the single-digit numbers. Just think of these as the basic ingredients, the building blocks for everything else we're going to talk about.
So in this system, every number is linked to the energy of a planet. For example, number 1 is the sun. That means leadership, fame, but also a bit of an ego. Number 2 is the moon, so it's all about emotion and intuition. Number 4, connected to Rahu, is the rebel, the one who breaks the rules. Number 6 is Venus, which governs beauty, luxury, and money. And then you have number 8, Saturn, which brings struggle, but also represents justice and infinite potential. Just keep these basic personalities in mind.
And now we get to the real heart of it all, the special numbers. These are the birth dates that actually give us clues about our past lives. They carry with them some really profound lessons, some tough challenges, and, in a few cases, some absolutely extraordinary potential.
So first up, let's talk about karmic numbers. If you were born on one of these dates, the idea is that you've come into this life with a lesson you still need to learn, or maybe a debt you need to repay from a past life. Your whole journey this time around is tied directly to resolving whatever happened back then.
Now, there are 5 key karmic birth dates to really be aware of: the 10th, 13th, 14th, 16th, and 19th. We already saw that the 10th is kind of special because that 0 helps to wipe the slate clean. But those other 4, wow, they carry some very specific lessons that you have to navigate really carefully.
And this just lays it out so clearly. It's a direct cause and effect relationship. If you were born on the 13th, it said that you deceived people in a past life, so this time around, you have to be honest to a fault. If you were born on the 14th, you took away someone's freedom, so now your lesson is all about giving freedom and respecting boundaries. The 16th, you betrayed someone in love, and now you're likely to experience that from the other side. And if your birthday is the 19th, you misused power, so now your test is to use any power you get for the good of everyone else.
Now, on the complete flip side of that coin, you've got the master numbers, dates like the 11th and 22nd. These have a doubled-up, super intensified energy. They offer this incredible potential for huge success and making a real impact on the world, but they also come with a lot more intensity and a much bigger sense of responsibility.
Let's just compare 2 of them. The 11th has the power of 2 suns. I mean, wow. People born on this day aren't just dreamers, they're doers. They have this massive potential for fame, but all that fire can also explode into some really intense anger. Then you've got the 22nd. These people have immense creative power, but that double 2 energy can also lead to this paralyzing confusion. They often need a push from someone else to get started, but once they do, they take off like a rocket.
Okay, so this is all really fascinating, but what do you actually do with this information? How can you apply it to your life? Let's turn all this knowledge into action with some very specific advice and even a few remedies for certain birth dates.
And this is where it gets very real.
The consequences are spelled out in no uncertain terms. For someone born on the 13th, betraying a brother isn't just a bad thing to do, it's said to lead directly to severe back and spine problems. For the 15th, disrespecting a teacher or a mentor can literally block your path to success. And for anyone born on the 27th, the warning is incredibly stark. Alcohol is your greatest enemy and can lead to life-threatening kidney issues.
Now here's a really cool and unique remedy for anyone who just feels stuck, but it's especially powerful for people who are influenced by the number 8. It's called the Infinity Walk. It's so simple. You just set up 2 markers, like a couple of chairs or 2 trees in a park, and you just walk between them in a figure 8 pattern. If you do this 51 times in the morning and 51 times in the evening, it's said to literally change your thought process, help you break through whatever is holding you back, and find a new way forward.
So we've talked about all these numbers, these lessons, all this amazing potential. But everything we've discussed is guided by one single principle that sits above everything else. It is the ultimate force that truly shapes your destiny.
And this quote from Dr. Hema Jaswal just says it all. A royal destiny may be yours, but if your karma is flawed, even that destiny won't work for you. So what does that really mean? It means your numbers are not a guarantee. They're not automatic. They are activated or deactivated by your actions, by your karma.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Your birth date shows you the path you're on. It reveals your natural talents, the lessons you're here to learn, and the potential you hold. But it's your karma, the choices you make, big and small, every single day, that determines where you ultimately end up.
And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. When you look at your own life, your own struggles, your own triumphs, what does your birth date reveal about the path you are truly meant to walk? Thanks so much for joining me.